let's get on the subject of mascara then, because
Okay, I like
again,
it.
we were talking earlier about how mascara is that one product.
Yeah.
In a woman's makeup bag, whether they are a
Everybody has
person
one.
that does sunscreen and puts on mascara or they're doing the full face.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious, like, how does one choose the best one? There are so many different brands out there. And
Yeah.
the bottom line is you're looking for certain things. You know, you're looking for obviously certain, well, I don't know. I wonder
I don't know if you're
really
looking for ingredients. You want like just great lashes.
I just want great lashes, but in the same breath, I have thought of this. Like, I know the whole extension of the eyelashes where they have these little something in there that makes your eyelashes longer, which is like genius. But I also sit there and I wonder, what the heck is that? Like, what am I putting? Because years ago, there were some products that would fall into your eyes. It wasn't as sturdy and it was dangerous. So I'm kind of curious. I would love to get a little bit of a 411 of what are these things?
I mean, I can tell you what they were for me. So we took 9 years to develop our mascara formula. We were not working on it for 9 years, but like I would work on it every year and be like, nope. Because like you said, I came from a conventional makeup background. I was doing makeup on, red carpets and stuff, and it had to look good. It had to hold up under lights. I had a lot of clients that are on Broadway and they have to dance 8 shows a week and sweat and be really it has to look really good. And so my favorites were Lancome Hypnose, L'Oreal Voluminous, and Mally Roncal's volumizing mascara. And those are 3 amazing mascaras. And what I liked was they gave you volume and length. I don't like to mess around with just length. Like I want them to be fabulous. I also wanted it to be buildable because I knew my client likes a little softer, like a more fluttery lash. And then I have some clients that are like, give it to me. So I needed something that would be, right for the mom with 2 kids that's just trying to get through. And then I have this other client who's 18 things of makeup every morning. So not that the mom with 2 kids can't do that because she can, but I'm thinking of my ladies in Houston that I go see. Not now, but so I think for me, I wanted something that was going to volumize, lengthen, and also treat. And I think that to me is the game changer for mascara. If you have a mascara that's going to treat your lashes like a lash serum, we spend so much money on lash serums.
So treating, right? I'm curious about this. Okay.
What does that mean?
So, well, yeah, because they're eyelashes. Don't eyelashes fall out after a while? And then you gotta what
they do.
What is the benefit of treating them?
Hair, Danielle.
Well, I know, but it's longer.
I know, it's true. It does have a longer lifespan.
I'm curious, what is the benefit of treating? What is the difference between eyelashes that have never been treated and getting a lot of mascara and one that is getting treated?
So basically for me, what the difference would be is a more hydrated lash, a more nourished lash, and then she's going to hang around longer. She's just going to be like, oh, I don't have to dry out and fall out and get replaced because I've just
so it'd be more pliable.
Yes, definitely more pliable. And I honestly would say they're going to be longer. I mean, that's not a claim. We're not making that claim because we haven't clinically tested it, just to be clear. But I think in general, with the concept of a more nourished lash, whether it's ours or someone else's, I think your lashes are going to have a better shot of sticking around a little bit longer because they're not so dry that your body's like, get out. We have to protect our eyes and you're old and we need to get rid of you. You know what I mean? Because that's the function of your eyelashes, not to look pretty, but to protect your little eyes. So we use, I knew I wanted to use an ingredient that was I knew I wanted to use beta carotene because beta carotene, we have not run clinical tests because we're a little company and they cost a whole lot of money. So, but other people have run clinical tests on beta carotene and it's very effective with hair growth, hair support, stuff like that. And then I was also looking at matcha for something different. And I was and I found this clinical test about matcha where it talked about how the green tea, they were talking about green tea. They weren't talking about matcha specifically, but green tea basically fortifies hair, according to this clinical test that we linked on our page. You can read it. And it was a whole thing. And I was like, what? And so then I was like, well, what's the fanciest version of green tea? Matcha. And what's the fanciest version of matcha? So we partnered with Ensha, which is like an organic matcha. It's fancy, whatever. So it's like the coolest, most like hardcore kind. So it sounds like it's trendy. It sounds like it's also going to be green.
Well, I was going to say matcha is such a, like, it is an on-trend thing. I mean, I'll admit I have my matcha tea over at, my coffee place, wherever. But I do feel like when I heard it added to a mascara, I was like, what exactly? I still don't even know how matcha like benefits if I'm drinking it. So, I mean, the fact that you hear topical, it's helping with growth.
We can't say that, but there is a clinical study that, shows that it fortifies hair. That's the short story. Yeah, it's really cool. And so I was like, great. And I had this whole vision in my head for the packaging, like all that stuff. So like, I was like, we're doing it. And then, so that's like your long-term happy like thing. But I also, you were saying like, what do you want in a mascara? I personally want something that's going to give me a little length right now. So I wanted to use plant-based fibers that weren't going to drop into your eyes. I don't want to use a primer. I don't want to put something on and then put these fibers on and then
I'm too lazy.
Nobody has time. Nobody has time. And they start to look a little spidery sometimes for me because I've bought all of those products because we didn't have mascara. So I was buying everybody else's stuff. You know what I mean? And so we use plant-based fibers again, so that they will disintegrate in the water system. So it's not a plastic kind of a thing. Yeah. So, and then we housed it in a glass component. So,
glass.
It's really fun. I was talking with our packaging guy and we figured out doing glass because you have to buy 4 mascaras every year. Every 3 months, you have to replace your mascara, no matter who it's from.
Why?
Because your eyes are wet and so is the mascara. So it's just a breeding ground in both regards for bacteria.
Interesting.
And you can get stuff. So it's just, you just want to get rid of it. It's a lot of plastic. So, and most plastic places, if it's even the right kind of plastic that they'll recycle, it's too small and they won't do it. So, so I was like, I see this white tube in my head. Like I'll show it to you because I have it right here. So it looks like
that's
that.
Glass.
And it's glass. And so what we did was we powder coated it because I looked at the dyes and stuff where they dip dye them and they weren't opaque enough and they didn't have this like lovely feel. And a lot of the stuff that has the lovely feel is plastic. It's a plastic coating.
Right.
And you can't recycle glass and plastic together. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. So we powder coated it because this is insane, but this is like what you have to kind of go through to like figure all this junk out.
She's like, follow me in Erin's brain.
That's literally what it is. So we powder coated it because the powder coat, they like heat glass when they're recycling it. And the powder coat melts off at a lower temperature than the glass is heated at for recycling. So that's how we did it.
Okay. So it is something that
really
can be recycled.
Yeah. And it can be recycled really easily, which I like. But I think I'm someone that wants length, volume. I want immediate benefits. I want long-term benefits and I want separation. So your eyelashes are not like stuck together. Because that's the other thing I don't like about volumizing is when they stick together.
So speaking as a makeup artist, for instance, I've always been lucky. I have decent eyelashes. They're curly. Not as curly as some of my nephews. I don't know how they are so damn lucky.
It's always the boys.
But I actually have a dear friend and she has very straight, shorter lashes and she can't get a curl for the life of her. So is there something that she should be looking for or something that she should be doing?
To, I mean, has she ever done a heated lash curler?
Oh gosh, I don't think so.
They make them.
I never heard of that. There's many things I never heard of and people should know.
Yeah. It's a little thing and it doesn't look like a normal lash curler that we're used to. It's a straight thing and you just put it there and it sounds like it's going to burn your eye off. So be careful, but it's got a little guard, and then you just kind of go like this, and it gives you a little whoop. You can also get a lash lift. That's done.
Do
with
you find that
chemicals.
eyelash curlers really work? Not for something shorter like that.
Yes,
You think?
absolutely. Yes, I used to work with under Mally Roncal, who is a fancy makeup artist, and she would have us, whenever we were doing people for TV, pump the lash curler 13 times. And so it's like in me to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like 13 on each eye, and that junk works. And it's just like boop, and they're up. And if you have a
now I feel like
with,
I want to do that just to see what would happen.
you totally should. It makes you look very awake. And if you're someone where that doesn't stick really well, this is another Mally trick. She would put waterproof mascara on first, because waterproof really holds it. And then she would put the normal stuff on top.
Wow.
She's really smart. Wow. Yeah, she was really good at lashes.
I just got some tips. Hey.
Yeah. Fun. So yeah.
That is really great. And do you find that like because also that was another thing, like if you've ever gotten mascara before, which most women have, the wands, they're all different shapes and sizes. I've seen ones that look like balls. I've seen ones that are long and straight or have a strange curve or whatever. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what is the benefit of each. And why is it that you want to look for certain ones?
I think it's super personal. I think,
but if you don't know what each one does, how do you know what's going to be personal for you?
I really like what's called like an hourglass or a peanut, and that's what we ended up doing. So it kind of goes like this. It's got a little bit of a waspy waist, right? And so for me, that bumps out the outer lashes and the
inner corner. Okay.
Yeah, but without having to like maneuver a whole lot. You know what I mean? I used to work for brands that had really big, like Dior. I worked for Dior, and they have Dior Show, and I didn't work for Benefit, but their Bad Gal has like a really big brush. People loved it. Dior Show was the #1 mascara in Sephora when I worked for them. So like it flew and it looked great. But for me, I got it all over my eyes. Like it was just too big for me. I wasn't good enough to use it well on myself. And so some people like the silicone brushes, the ones that are more bendy. That's the silicone brush. I personally like the old school. I was literally like Hypnos. I'm telling you, that's my favorite mascara. And they have the peanut shape. And the hourglass shape is a nicer way of saying
hourglass. It sounds very glamorous.
It sounds better than peanut. But we looked at another brush. They have like a shape that's called a football. So it's kind of like this. And some footballs are like normal, and then others have extra bristles. So they pick up a lot more product, and they're a lot more glam. So even if you have the same shape, it's not necessarily going to deliver the same way because of the bristles in it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense, actually.
So it's hard. You have to try them and see what you like. I mean, I think the curved ones are supposed to help you. I don't know. I think a lot of it's gimmicky, which is why I just, swish out on the sides. I think a lot of it's gimmicky. I remember when I think it was Givenchy that launched the ball first, because I was working.
I remember that, and I didn't understand it.
I didn't understand it either. And the girls were so nice that worked for them, because I was a trainer for a different line, and I was like, walk me through it. And they were like, okay. And they were so nice, and it was so fun. And I was like, I don't get it. But I think people love it, so I think but I think basically you're just trying to get black stuff on your eyelashes. Like, what's going to get you there? I mean, that's what it is.
I think I think there was some good stuff in there. Cause like I said, I learned a few new things. This is good. I mean, like I said, when it comes to eye makeup, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, like with mascara, it's to open up the eye, which is really great. And I do know I sometimes will put a little eyeliner to make it look a little thicker as well. Yeah. But it does help to kind of make you look a little bit more awake.
Yeah.